Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So I hope you're all staying safe and well out there. So there's a big, massive update on Hugo Ekitike coming from the Chronicle, of course this is. So believe it if you will. I will put it up on screen for you all to see. And like I say on the channel always, it's up to you to believe it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not trying to lead anybody down a garden path with this news on the channel. I always try to be as real as possible and try and put out as much credible information as I can find, on transfers and news circulating around Newcastle United and circulating around the club. So here it is. Of course, this is a post that was put up by the Chronicle. Of course, NUFC 360 retweeting it out as they always do. Hugo Ekitike has informed Stade Reims boss Oscar Garcia that he wants to stay at the club just weeks after Newcastle United had a bid accepted for the highly rated striker. He is now saying he wants to stay at Stade Reims. Of course, Oscar Garcia, of course, said in the post put up by the Chronicle, the article put up on the Chronicle website, he told me he wanted to stay, but if there's Real Madrid and Barcelona who come knocking, I find Hugo calm. I spoke with him. He will have no problem staying at the club, and neither will I. So it looks as though he's not really interested in a move to Newcastle United. It seems as though that is what is being said here. And if Real Madrid and Barcelona come in, then it looks like he is interested in a move away from Newcastle. So it's not great. The lad looks as though he's messed Newcastle around here. It's his loss at the end of the day. He's the one that's going to be losing out here, not Newcastle United. There's plenty of more fish in the sea for us. And there's plenty more players out there, that we can go and sign up. But at the end of the day, the lad is the one that is going to be losing out here, Hugo Ekitike. Now, I would have loved to have seen him join Newcastle United. I mean, I've seen him play, in the Toulon tournament. He was really well, very good player in that. And I've seen him play, for Stade Reims as well in a few games. And I've seen footage of him on YouTube as well, and he's a fantastic player. He's got a bright future ahead of him. It's up to him to choose the right path. He feels, the right path at this moment in time is to stay at Stade Reims once again. This is another situation, that he was doing in January as well, where he was saying, that he wanted to stay at Stade Reims. Now, this is the second time this has happened, and it did look like it a few points during recent negotiations that it was his agent that was holding up the deal. I still believe, his agent is a problem. But I do believe, that the player himself as well is pretty, against wanting to move to the Premier League for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe he feels he isn't up to the task at hand. Maybe he feels like he just isn't ready to do that, or maybe he's just being an absolute cunt. But at the end of the day, good luck to the lad in whichever path he takes. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite him on the ass, because this is twice now that he's had the chance to move to Newcastle United. I don't believe there'll be a third time that he will be given a chance to move to Newcastle United, So I think this is it now for the Hugo Ekitike deal. I think it is definitely dead in the water now. Pete Graves, of course, was saying on Loaded Mag, that it was about 90% complete from what, some of the things that he was saying. It did sound like it was 90% complete. It was just, agent fees and other little niggly bits to be sorted, but it looks as like it's completely and utterly dead in the water now. So it looks like this deal cannot be revived whatsoever. But we have seen stranger things in football happen, so maybe it could be revived. But if not, like I say, at the end of the day, there's plenty of more players out there. This isn't the only player, that we can bring in through the door. We've got plenty of targets that we're looking at. There's loads of players in the striking department that we're looking at bringing in, as well as DCL from Everton. There's also other talk of other players as well that could be brought into Newcastle. And, at the end of the day, the lad's decision if he wants to stay at Stade Reims and he believes that's the place, for him at this moment in time, then fair enough. At the end of the day, we'll move on and we'll look at other targets. And like I say, there is plenty of them as well. So, talking about players, of course, the players went back to training today, the 1st of July. And of course, there is images circulating around of CW9 at the training ground. Of course, going through his stretches and doing sit-ups and running machines and all sorts. There's also images of other Newcastle players as well. Some players even came back before today as well for training, which we did see some images circulating, or at least I did see some images circulating of Nick Pope in training early before, of course, today, which, at the end of the day, that shows commitment to the club in my eyes. That shows, that that lad is ready to go. He's ready to get going in the right direction, and that is a good thing to see, from a brand new signing like Nick Pope as well, coming in for 10 million. Absolute bargain of a signing. He's definitely raring to go. He wants to get that England #1 spot from Jordan Pickford, Little Arms Pickford, as we love to call him in the Northeast here. And, this is going to be massive. Like I say, there's still plenty of time in the transfer window as well, right away at the 1st of September. So there's plenty of time to get more signings in. We've got some fantastic signings in already. And Matty Target, who was on loan with last season, like I've already said in a previous video yesterday, where I put up. Of course, Sven Botman, who officially signed today, was announced, of course, earlier in the week, but it was officially announced today on Neil's books that he had signed for Newcastle United. And then, of course, Nick Pope as well in this window. Not to mention the players that were signed in the previous window as well, which is, of course, Kieran Trippier, Bruno Guimaraes. Then, of course, you've got Matt Target, who came in on loan. You've got Chrissy Wood as well, and Dan Burn. So some fantastic players, as well in the last window. And we're going in the right direction now. We're going in the right way forward. This is the right way the club should be run. This is the way the club should have been run, back before the fact owner took over. And, we're finally being run in the right way now. We've got a president in Yasser Al-Rahmani, who has been at Harvard Business School. This guy knows what he's doing. He knows which way this club should be run. And he's got other brilliant minds around him as well, like Amanda Staveley, Gadassi, Jamie Rubin, Dan Ashworth as well, Steve Nixon, Eddie Howe. There's so many brilliant minds at Newcastle United. We're all pulling in the right direction. The fans as well, myself included, we're all brilliant. It's looking at different areas, where the club can be improved and moving forward as well. And like I've always said, Newcastle United, the club, the fan base, we're not any ordinary club. We are a special club. We're a special breed here in the Northeast. And, we're not just football fans. We're investigative journalists. We're scouts. We're architects. We're all sorts of different things. I mean, just look at the NUFC Twitter timeline for that, there's been talk of a redevelopment of St James's Park as well, coming from John Henry, which is a Man United fan. There's, of course, loads of stuff on that on the Twitter timeline, which will try and cover a little bit of that on the channel in the coming weeks as well, to talk a little bit about that, because that's quite an interesting move forward. And I'll give you a couple of thoughts of my own as well on that as well, for the redevelopment of St James's Park. Be it, a revamp or even a new build of St James's Park. I believe the revamp would be the preferred option, though, in my eyes, because, I don't really want to see Newcastle United have to build a brand new stadium. We've seen it with the likes of West Ham. We've seen it with the likes of, Everton, who are currently building a brand new stadium away from Goodison Park. We've seen it with Arsenal as well, with the Emirates. And there's other clubs as well who have built stadiums and had to move away from their grounds that they had, and it just really does diminish the feeling around the ground. Now, don't get us wrong, I don't think this would happen at all with Newcastle. You know, like I say, we're a different breed here, but we'll talk about that in a different topic on another video. That's for another time, in another video, like I say. But today, you know, just to quickly get this update out to talk about Hugo Ekitike, which looks like it's well and truly dead in the water now. But like I say, things can change quite quickly in football, so who knows, it might come back, but it does sound like it really is dead in the water now. Give us your thoughts, of course, down in the comments below. As always, remember, like, share, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll see you all next time. However, lads.